Right guys, hello, welcome back to City Skylines. Continuing on Whitford Peak. And we are going to be expanding. I turned my music up, but straight away I'm wondering if it's too loud. Because it also looks too dark, but I think that's because it's the morning and the sun is not fully up yet. I turned my music up a little bit, but I'm actually going to turn it back down again because I forget just how loud it gets. So I'm actually going to nudge it to 4%. That seems a bit more appropriate. Right, now I need to walk you through a couple of changes because last time I was like saying, oh, we need to do this and we need to do that, and at the end of this, the end of the session, and don't hate me for it, but I went ahead and I made some small amendments that I felt were necessary and I thought would be better made by me, like at that moment in time when it was clear in my head. So what I did, remember last time I was saying that this place here was going to be a problem? Well, you can see that I have gone ahead and I have created a junction here. So instead of having that terrible like T section, T intersection that we had before, you can now see that we have a very well working, and I wish the sun would come up so you guys could see this a little bit better, but now we've got this great roundabout which sits here heading off into town, and you can see straight away we've got a much better traffic flow coming in. And of course the other thing is there's a lot of traffic coming this way out of town, and most of that traffic, if I put that traffic basically coming onto this roundabout, what happens of course is that the traffic coming this way, it hits that roundabout, stops the traffic coming out here, stops traffic coming out around here. So by giving it a bypass, there's not a lot of traffic you can see that wants to go off into town that way. So most of this traffic is bypassing around, as you can see, and that's getting onto the highway, no problem. So you can see, just looking at this right here, we've got a really good traffic flow. We can see fine, LT. Yeah, I know. Oh, you mean the light? Okay, sure. But yeah, so you can see just watching this, you can see, look, you get a little bit of slowdown here time to time, but most of this, you can see the traffic is flowing really well, and they're coming in nice and smooth. Everybody's getting to where they need to go, and that's working excellent. So that was one change that I made. The other change that I made was, I decided that this over here was going to be our water plant, and so on and so on. Now, you remember last time when we were on here, all this was those three things, where you can see that now I've added in a few plants, I've added in some guard houses, we have made this into like a proper kind of water station. So this is going to be kind of built up as our kind of water treatment facility and all these kind of things going here. So I basically sort of beautified and just added some detail. I've also added in these right here, so we've got like the kind of water barricades, sort of detailing across the front here, sort of blocking this in, and again just kind of adding like a little bit of extra sort of detail onto that. The other thing you'll remember that I was talking about before was how, and I'm actually noticing something right here, that these trucks are going all the way down and then coming back again. It's because they're taking a right turn out of here instead of crossing across there. So what I'm actually going to do, is actually delete that back. Or even better than that, I might just take this road across here like that, and then delete off this last little section so that they just come straight in and out of there. Right, anyway, now, so yeah, this was another thing that I did. So basically I added in another garbage dump for us because the other one was getting full and we needed to have another dump for the city. So that's in there now, so that's working as it should be. Now, anything else that I did? I don't think so. Oh yeah, just this. Yeah, so was this whole thing, did we do this last time? I don't remember. I know that we put the plant down. Yeah, I don't think there was all the other stuff. Yeah, so this was like another thing that I did. Okay, yeah, so I did add in a little bit of extra detail. I'm pretty certain that this was not here before. So basically, at the industrial rail yard, I decided again that it needed some beautification. And so you can see that what I've done is I've created an industry hub area. So all of this kind of stuff you can see has been added in, and instead of having like a small sort of cargo terminal, we now have a cargo hub. Okay, so the road and everything was there before, but you can see I've added in all these trees and everything right here, all this detail, and we really have got ourselves like a proper huge cargo hub now. And to be quite honest with you, it's very, very busy. Look at the amount of traffic coming in here. There are a lot of lorries like coming in and servicing this. So there is a huge amount of traffic coming in through there. So that was another amendment that I made there. This was all because a lot of this stuff was kind of beautifying elements that I felt were necessary to make. Oh yeah, and just one other small thing, and I think actually people... I kind of got on a bit of a roll when we finished last time, and I sort of was like, oh yeah, and this, and this, and this, and this. So I did make some tweaks, but most of it's cosmetic. Nothing is really too big of a deal. So the other thing that I've added in, guys, is a second station. Okay, and again, like most of this is relatively cosmetic. It just took me a while to kind of plan stuff out, and honestly, I think had I done this live for us, it would have been a little boring because it took me a long time to work through it. So you can see that now at the railway terminal down here, we now have got 2 whole stations. Okay, and you can see, look, we've even got some train cars here. Okay, some main power trucks and stuff. We've got these going in here, so they're sort of like a nice decoration. We've got extended parking. So we had a few shops here before, but now you can see we've got a big parking area right here. Okay, so the guys can come into town, they can park up, and then you can see, look down here at the railway station. Okay, at the railway station, we've got we've got 4 terminals now. So we've got a lot of train stuff going on here. Look, and you can see, look, both the trains coming in here. So there is a lot of train action going on now. Like, town looking a little bit futuristic here with all its billboards and stuff. Like, here comes the intercity train. So we've got lots and lots of train stuff going on here now, guys. And of course, we've also got the freight trains running past on the other side. So this is like really become like a big train hub for the town, and that's kind of what I wanted to. Have you got the link to the mods you use at Steam? Yes, I've got one of the mods, will post it in there. I have a big list of mods that it's all broken down for you to be able to use. I also added some more detailing in on this. So again, like fencing. So I decided, like, because the industrial trains right here running right next to the residential, normal trains, I decided this needs fencing off. So you can see we've got chain link fencing coming in here. And just again, the industry is really, we've got a ton of industry going on. Look at the amount of industry trains we have coming in here. Okay, there is a lot of freight coming in here. And I would go as far to say that we could even require a second freight terminal, because there is a lot of trucks coming in here. So I actually think that we could even go ahead and get like a second freight terminal going on here, potentially, and maybe some other sidings or things like this. So there's some big potential here to kind of add more in on this, because there's so much traffic coming through there. So that should bring you guys up to date. That's what I've done and just added in. And like I say, essentially all we did there was add in another garbage dump. We just made the water stuff look a little bit more like an actual place. We put a roundabout in, and we added in the 2 stations, and that was really it, So we just brought a couple of elements in here. I think the only other vague change I did was I think I just added in... I don't know, actually. I don't think I added anything university, because we had set this up pretty much as we wanted it before. So I don't think that really altered. You can see the city is doing very well here. Everything's working fine, so that's coming along. So our next thing is to do. Now the other thing is to look at our utilities. Now electricity production is good, but our sewage treatment is not good, by the way. We need to get more sewage treatment, and that's handy because, of course, we've got my sewage treatment plant right here. So we can get some more sewage treatment going on. So let's get another clarifier in right here. We'll hook that up. Now another thing which was highlighted, and we should actually do this as a priority, let's see how that's affected our sewage treatment. Now again, that's only taken it up a little. Now I actually think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get in one of these other things here. So I think I'm actually going to get like a water treatment plant or something like this. They cost 400 a week, whereas the clarifier costs 160, but the pumping capacity of this is 16,000 and the capacity of that is 80,000. Okay, so it's quite a lot more. So I think we'll get in a water treatment plant. You can see they're not massive. There are other types of water treatment plant as well. You've got this bigger one, okay, and that's still 480k, but as you can see, it's a lot bigger. So it depends on kind of aesthetically what you want. Now, the only thing I'm noting is that these fit on here, and this fits here, but it doesn't fit over there. So I actually may place this one, I think, right here, like so. And then the other ones, I can put the smaller ones down here as well. So I think that's what we'll go for. So let me connect this up. Okay, there we go. Right, so now we've got good water treatment for the city. We're making pretty big profit right now. We've got 21k coming in. Got not a big change in people, but that's probably not a bad thing. Exploid, good evening to you. Hope you're doing very, very well. What's this? and you'd help the cargo station traffic situation by switching the way the road goes. Each truck going in has... Oh, I know, but it doesn't make as big a difference as you might imagine, TC Roberts. I know that is an issue there. We actually looked at that last time. I'll just highlight to those of you what he's talking about. So what he's talking about is that basically, as you see here, so watch what happens. So watch this truck right here. So as you see, he comes in, look, and he's going in this door, okay, like that. And then this guy has to stop to come out. Now, I know I said it didn't think it made a big difference, but yeah, it kind of makes a big difference. It actually wouldn't be that big of a deal to change. Okay, I think that is worth changing. Okay, let's go ahead and make that change. Right, so what did I put down here? Is this... I think that's a lane. I think I put a lane. I think that's what that is. It's a one lane. Yeah, I think it is. Now, when we initially put this down, there was not a lot of traffic. And I thought, well, I did it first and then looked at it and was like, oh, it's wrong. And I was like, we'll be all right. There's a lot more traffic now than there was before. So I think we actually need to alter this up. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to leave this junction as is. So this means the traffic's going to have to kind of S-bend it back around in a kind of... So it's going to go back that way. So it's going to come around. And then it's going to come back and then connect. Okay. So that means I want to come off to the right. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a change. So essentially, what I need to do is... I don't want to delete off of that. I'd rather delete that and leave this intact so I can probably sort of move or connect this. Right, so now this is where it gets a little tricky. So we need to go underground, please, for starters. Is that... Maybe that's not a lane, maybe that is a highway off-ramp. What speed are they at? That's strange. Maybe it was just looking faster than I thought it was. I don't know. Okay, so let's go underground. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was a highway off ramp. Right. So basically, this needs to... Son of a bitch. Can you not delete this? Why can I not delete this thing underground? Being a pain. What's up? Exploit, if you thank Exploit for your 9 months in a row. I saw it, dude. You have to refresh and then share if you resub or whatever, because if you don't do that it won't work. So that's what you have to do. If you did do that, then tell me. But if you didn't, then that's it. And all of the great new emotes I love. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new emotes as well. I'm actually growing on me quite a lot. So what's this? To delete underground you have to toggle underground dozer slightly above the bulldozer thing. Oh, okay. That's a new thing. I haven't seen that before. Goodbye, Thorgor. It's very rare we get kind of agitators on this stream, actually. Because it's usually such a friendly, kind of relaxed stream. Right, okay. So, what we're going to do is... We need this to loop back on this side. Although I suppose, actually, if there's enough space, it doesn't really matter. But I think for my own kind of building types, it's going to be more enjoyable for us if we modify it in a way. Why? Why is this not allowing me to modify underground? It's very unusual to... Maybe because of anarchy? No. Maybe because I'm just not in the right place. No. Okay, well, let me connect that one. Maybe it won't actually enable me to do that. That's okay. Well, we can just... we'll just remove that there and rebuild it then. Nugan, good evening to you. How you doing? Hope you're doing very well. Yeah, exploit. Did you actually share your... You did refresh. Did you refresh and share it? Yeah, it's strange. Strange. It should be working just fine. Let me just see. It's actually exploit. It's actually... oh, it has... I know why. I know why. Nah, it will share. It should do anyway. Right, let's go back to this. Yeah, there was a reason why exploit. Thank you, exploit. 9 months in a row. Thanks, matey. Ms. Aker, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well, mate. Right, so now we go. What's this? Underground is wonky. I wish I didn't have to turn these snap things off every single time we do this. Right, so yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have this come out sort of here and then loop it around. So I actually probably want to come out of this a little softer. So let's go like here, and then let's come up now to here. Okay, now we're going to loop it around. This is flawless road building skills, by the way, yet again. And then we're going to connect basically back up to that road. This is what could possibly go wrong with this. This is a genius piece of road design. Do not question. Okay, so now let's just get rid of that. And then we can simply and elegantly connect these together, just like that. I was right, this is a lane. Okay, so. Yeah, we can probably do that from there, I would imagine. And then we can just reverse the route of this all the way around. Simple, simple, simple. And then all we got to do is just send this one back out in this direction here. And this might require us to, yeah, we're going to have to redesign that, but never mind. And let's just get a loop headed out this way. Hopefully in a position where it's not going to freak out the road junction. Might have to do that with snap on. Right, there we go. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. I can live with that. Almost live with that. Okay, cool. Right, sorted. The only thing that's a little harsh right now is that angle. If we can make that a little bit better, then all the better. Right, so let's just try and calm that a bit. This has actually got to move over this way anyway a bit more, so like this. Cool, right, that'll work. And then I'll get some kind of barrier or something happening with that. Awesome. Right, those guys are... Oh, hey! Okay, they're jumping back around. Right, what's going on? Luton, did you already try the ferry theory? No, I haven't looked at the ferry. It's basically the ferries are working well enough. I'll have to look at that another time, I think. Solid copy. Good evening to you as well, though. What's that? Before I subbed for 19 months. Oh, man. That sucks if you've kind of lost that one out, but such is the way it goes. Now, what's happening here? This guy suddenly has lost his no road access. It's not true. You have road access. It's just almost the same as it was before. Damn, I swear we've got even more traffic. Maybe that's because they had to kind of inadvertently stop or something, but it's getting even busier than it was before now. Also, that could be to do with maybe the container access here. Let's try replacing this. Bollocks. What I might do is place it and then move it. Because we just need to get it back where it was, which might be easier said than done. Well, actually, that's not true, because all I got to do is just get it sort of lined up with this. As I've already got my concrete barriers, that's probably good enough, but I'll look at that tomorrow in a better light. What's up? Guys, Solid Copy just resubbed. That's going to be 20 in a row, even though Twitch doesn't recognise it. So thank you very much, Solid Copy. Welcome back on board, matey. Thank you very much for the 257 on the subs. Roberts, Luton, do you need to reconnect the road that comes under the motorway back to the other carriageway so the cars are going round past the cargo? What? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, we do need to do that. Good point. I understand. That may be what's causing us that traffic delay. Yeah, you're right. There's other traffic coming through here. So basically what he's saying is we need to create a bypass which connects like this. Okay, so that basically any traffic coming around there which is not industry traffic will follow on that road. Yeah, absolutely correct. Good call. Very good call. Might have saved us a huge amount of... What's this guy up to? He's just done like a full U-turn right there. Okay, that is going to alleviate some of that traffic because, yeah, I'd missed that one. I'd actually forgotten that... Because that was what the original purpose for that junction was. The original purpose for that junction was to just any traffic that was coming off this way or around here or coming out of the industry, instead of having to come out of the industry and basically go to the big junction. What that was for was to alleviate traffic from this junction here, so that this junction is just kind of traffic coming from up here or wherever we have that coming in, and it saves basically a lot of traffic from going basically a long way round. So yeah, there we go. Liam, what's popping? Just building the map, of course. Liam, did you use my suggestion from the YouTube comments? Remind me, and then I'll tell you if I did. Do you have to have mods to play the game? No. But I would recommend taking at least the basic set of mods that I have put down in my mod lists. So somebody will link you my mod collections. You can check that out. There's a ton of mod stuff in the mod collections. A better way to get rid of power is to grab your nearest A10 and then bring the pain. This is always very true, although the A10 is somewhat inappropriate for this map. Right, okay, so now I think our industry is going to be working a lot more efficiently, guys. I mean, it's still going to be slow, there's still going to be delays, but hopefully that will alleviate things a bit there. Right, so next things to do, we're back over here to Touston. And actually, if we look at our districts, yes, we've got like the whole... This is... Oh, I said that there was going to be like a new community out here. So this area here, I need to do a new... So again, guys, as usual, if you're a sub and you would like a new district for yourself, please shout it out in the chat, and I will assign that one shortly. But this is basically going to be the kind of high-rise and low-rise community on the shoreline of the river. So whoever may wish. Let's run this down here like so. There we go. What's what? Who's first in the list there? Renz. Renz was first in the lift. Right, so Renz, well, you were first up, so it's going to be Renz. Renz what? Oh, we got Key. Shores is fine, yeah. Renz Shore. Okay, so it's the shoreline, obviously, anyway, sort of up here in the valley, so that's working very good. Okay, awesome. Things are happening. Ren's by the sea, yeah. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we've got a bit of industry demand. Now, we should have enough education, although I need to look at education in general a little bit. Elementary school availability is not great. High school elementary is not great. Uni capability is massive, though, because we've got a big university. So we do need to address that. However, there should be enough people. Oh, we have actually got some offices down already. We have got some offices down already, but I'm going to add to that. Or am I? Well, apparently I am now. I was going to maybe think about putting a park in there, but I think now we're going to go ahead and get offices in there. However, on this side, I'm going to leave this side open to other service upgrades. Also, I think we probably need to address fire, police, and that kind of thing on this situation. So we should have a look at that in short order. also thinking, actually no, I'm not going to, sorry, you have to cancel your building projects. I'm actually going to put offices in this area here. Because I do want to get a park, so get some parks in there. Be gone. Sorry, I'm taking your budget away. Right. Don't know how to summon the law. That's because it's a secret. Right. What was the next thing to do over here? So offices, schools. Okay, yeah. Schools and also fire. And also emergencies. Okay, we have got good fire service going on because I know I put down that other fire station over here. So that's under control. Wren's Shore, not so much though. We've got like a little bit of fire issues on this side of town. And we do need to think about that. However, I'm just going to be trusting and think it's okay. We're okay for policing. We've got some good police distribution. We've got that police HQ we put down there before. Medical-wise, also doing fine. In fact, everyone's doing fine medical. Oh, there's a bit of a water issue here, I notice. Not sure how that has come about. Get that going on. Okay, so... Oh yeah, another amazing thing. Actually, I'll show you later. What's this? Have you used the dropouts mod before? I think it will help having to make uneducated districts for industry. I have not, Haffa. Feel free to throw that please to me in Discord or Twitter, whichever you would prefer. Welcome onto the stream, guys, again, as usual. Great to see so many people here. Right, so yeah, education. We very much need to get elementary school stuff going on. And we also need to get high school stuff going on. So I'm actually going to get this one. This is... It's not madness. Madness. This earth. Thank you very much. Good evening to you guys. Yaris, warning viewers, don't leave the donate boxes empty. Thanks, Yaris. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well, Yaris. Good to see you here this evening. Haven't seen you on the stream for a while, probably because you're always playing on the missions with me. But we need to get a high school down there. We've got one high school here, but I think in general, actually, where have we got high schools? We've got one in Boomtown. Yeah, see, we're lacking high schools in general. I think it's the other towns which are suffering, but I think also you can see there's... Well, it's actually, we've got two high schools, but I think there's just so many people in the town. Yeah, this school is full up. The other high school right here is also full up. So we've actually got two high schools. Remember, this high school we spent quite a while sort of setting it up and getting it all going on. So I think actually we do need another high school down here. And I'm actually going to sort of attach this somewhat next to the university, which is probably no bad thing. So we'll get that high school in there. I'll come back and we'll have a look at sort of decorating and beautifying this up a little later on. So we'll see how that goes for high school stuff. We'll see how that... Still, even then, you can see we've got so many people in the city here. I think it's mainly this city. So we should probably look at another type of high school as well, small one. We've got modern elementary school. I think a modern elementary school would be fine in the city. We have got, again, like three... That's right, we had one elementary school right next to the town there. But I think, again, we could do with... an elementary school. We could put the modern elementary school down by the uni. Or what else have we got here? There's an orphanage, which I think also acts as like an elementary school. We could actually place this. This would look quite well, I think, next to the uni. So we could actually get that there. So let's put that in there. Right, see, elementary school, that boosts us up. And that's going to look quite good in situ there. What's happening? Timothy says he can't hear any sound effects. I'm not sure about that, guys, because it should be... I'm hearing it. Are you guys not hearing it? Oh, you mean anything from the game? Okay, I think I made a small error there, but it's all resolved, so this might have been a quiet beginning to the episode. How come nobody mentioned that before? How come literally nobody has mentioned this before? Oh my god. No donation sounds. I think there was no, I don't think there was no donation sounds. I think there was no game sound in general, and no one mentioned this, even though we've been playing for half an hour. Yeah, I know you're saying donation sounds. We can't hear it looting summons. No, yeah, it's all good to tell me right now, guys. No, it wasn't that there was no donation sound. There was also no game background sound. Have you guys been hearing like me putting stuff down or the background sounds of the game? I don't think you've heard that either. So that I think that was turned off right from the beginning. Never mind. It's been a quiet half hour. Anyway, I can do the donate sounds up. Right, you should hear this now. I'm going to repeat Yaris. Right. Do you hear this now?
Madness.
Yeah.
This is Sparta!
There you go. See, it's all working now. There were so many mods to choose from at your page. I can't really go into that now, but... No, yeah, basically, like, when I'm doing the stream intro, I had, like, the, of course, the background sound of the game muted, because you don't have the overlaying. So, yeah, there was no background sound either, you guys didn't notice. Oh, look, bloody A10 power coming in as well. A10, rein it in. Yaris, let's test this again. Thanks for the 3 Yaris. Yeah, it's all working good. Okie doke, thanks for that, Yaris. Right, okay, let's crack on. So, it's been the silent half hour, but we're back in with it now. Garbage is piling up yet again. Oh, because this one is emptying. Damn, man. We've got... we need to get some incinerators. Simply, that's the case. We need to get some incineration. I'm going to put down not a large... I'm going to put an advanced incineration plant down. I'm going to place this over here. And I'll leave these spaces actually... Yeah, let's get the incineration plant, like, right here, look. Okay, so we're going to get the incineration plant there. That's going to help us out by giving us trucks and stuff to take it to there. Okay, right, so that's going to be running. Right, need to get some water over to that. Okay, right, so that should help us out. We've got big residential demand coming in. Check your disasters loot, and I think an A10 just strafed your city. I know. Imagine if that was a thing, like, you know, enemy military attack, like to come and like assault your city, and you take like a bombing. You could have that as sort of like a disaffected state scenario or something. I don't know. Okay, right. Now, okay, so. Lots of stuff happening today. Morgansman, thank you very much indeed. Subbed for 9 in a row, guys. 9 in a row. Give some sub up or double thumbs up in a row. Thank you very much indeed. I actually like the double thumbs up because it's like subbing up. So I think we were discussing this the other day, whether we're going for double thumbs up for resub or whether we're going for blood bag up for subscription anyway. I don't know. So Morgansman, thank you very much, matey. Welcome back on board. So yeah, we need some more residential. Now let's just get this going on. So this is still going to be like some low residential area right here. So let's just get this in. And we should be kind of expanding around here because we of course want to expand our city, and literally everybody wants to live here. Everybody wants to live down in this side of town. We will be of course building some areas of, you know, some other towns. We discussed this last time, some other areas outside of this city, but we need to kind of continue working on things for a while. Right, so power is good, this is good. Incineration status, damn. I think our garbage and stuff, it seems to have kind of really blown out of proportion. More A10 power coming in, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Nugan, Rose Red, and the city's in awe. Get down to a police station because we need the law. Thank you very much, Nugan. Thanks for starting the stream. Welcome on board, matey. Hope you're doing well this evening. What are you doing, Nugan? You're just guessing. You're just guessing what it is. Okay. Right, so anyway, garbage. There's a lot happening today. Garbage disposal. We do need more incineration again, so I'm probably going to put in another advanced incineration plant because the capacity is a lot better for only a little bit more. Actually, what's the cost though as well? It's only 30k, so I can get 2 of them in. But it looks a lot better, doesn't it? So I'm going to put another one right here. Right, so I'm putting 2 advanced incineration plants down here because our garbage... Okay, look, there we go. Incineration status is now acceptable. So I think that the city's kind of been expanding beyond our control almost at this point in time. It's been very high. We've still got very high electricity, but my plan anyway is to get us some kind of nuclear power plant basically in the future. So we have got a nuclear plant. That's my plan, is to get that down, and again that will probably end up being on this side of town, probably near the river, so I'll probably run a road up here and we'll probably get that sat in down here, so we'll see. There is like there is a mod for a very advanced sort of larger scale nuclear power plant which I don't have. There is also things like the coal plant, etc. There's a combined cycle power station which is really cool. That uses gas and steam turbines to produce more electricity, and that's producing 48 megawatts, whereas what are we going for? I think the nuclear is quite a lot more though. That's like 640, so you know, it's... I think the gas combined cycle thing, it's like a more tempered version of the biogas, which produces 288, which is obviously a massive amount. Then you've got like the fog bay towers, but they're just ridiculous. And you've got the natural gas combined cycles. It's not madness.
This is Sparta!
Sparta! Yaris is taking control tonight by the look of things. Yaris been very quiet on the sort of Brotherhood of Luton leaderboard for a while now, but smashing it tonight. Thank you very much, Yaris. Welcome back on board. What's that? The biogas is a bit OP. Yeah, I mean, you get this with mods, you see. You get this with mods where people bring in these mods which are... You know, I've said this before now, that some mods with their stats, in my opinion, the stats are just too much, you know. And I actually have turned off some mods in the past, which I just said were basically unfair. You know, the mods were just an unrealistic amount of... I'm actually going to have this road kind of come like that. Yeah, I've said this before, that some mods produce just kind of like an unrealistic amount of stats, and it's not really... They're kind of like a cheat. You know, they really are. They're kind of like a cheat. They're like a cheat building. And I've said I'm not cool with using those kind of buildings because... it depends if you care or not, but it can just kind of invalidate things a little bit. What's my phone beeping at me? Oh dear. Just reply to this 1 second, guys. So road you built. Now what is that for? No cars. Which road? Which road? What are we talking about? You can't just say a road I built with no cars. What? That could be literally anywhere. You'll have to tell me with more detail than a road that I have built, because we have built some roads. Oh, what, you're talking about this here? This road? Yeah, it's a street. It's just a street. Right. Okay. What's that? Detention for using a phone whilst on stream. You got to reply to your stuff, you know. Yeah, it's a road. It's just it's part of the industry. It's part of the education sort of sector that I'm building here. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to carry on building. Okay, now I said I wanted to get a park in here, so we should work on that. Now the other thing I was going to look at was fire. Oh no, I know. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting about emergencies. That's what we need to do. We have not done emergencies at all since we started this, and I really, really, really need to do that. So we do have a disaster response unit. We have not even built that. We've got the budget for this now, guys. So more than ever, we should start trying to think about getting in our disaster responses. So we're going to have small emergency shelters, and I'm going to get these happening. I'm going to get these sort of on the outskirts of town right here, so that it's kind of easy to get to where people want to get to. So this is actually the perfect location for right up here. So the only trouble is, of course, like, you know, how much they're servicing. So I think we could get one on this side of town right here. Okay, and then, because this is actually a two-way street as well, remember, anything to consider is going to be how easily they can turn off of a junction. I think if we can get it, yeah, leaning that way might be best. Right, so we'll get one there, and then we'll get one on this side of the road. I want to make sure they can turn out properly, because these will house how many people? It's 1,000. I don't know roughly. I mean, it's actually a way of knowing how many citizens are in an area. Yeah, here we go. Population is 2,000. Okay, so that's probably about right. So we can get those kind of emergency shelters. That's actually almost exactly what we need. So let's now create an evacuation route. So we're going to be sort of serving like this little section of town here. So we'll start off by going a stop here, and then we'll do a... let's have a look. We'll do a stop there, and then we'll do... So we're just kind of doing this side of town. Stop there. Stop there. Stop there. And then probably that should be good. The only trouble is actually... Yeah, like in order to get it to come back around, this is the trouble you have. What I may do is just extend this road right here as a one-way road. Like a one-way lane, look, that just comes down here. And then... Wait, hold on. Can I just connect onto this? Yeah, here we go. And then we should be able to... No? That's a pain in the ass. What if I add a stop here? It's because that's further... I need to kind of basically move that road down a bit, I guess. Because obviously if I need to get it so that it can turn back onto there, so he'd have to sort of, he can't turn that way around. And now it's bloody night and I can't see anything. Christ's sake. Yeah, let's take this lane look and just sort of come at it like that. Evans Street. Curvy Evans Street with the very extreme right-hand turn. I think I'm going to be too triggered by that. There you go, that's better. Right, now we should be good. Success! Okay, so that's that done, except it's still showing the icon for not... I have completed the line. There we go. Right, so that's that side done. Okay, let's go to the other one. So easy. Right, so now we just got to do this side of town. So let's have a little look here. So let's start off with a stop here and a stop here. And then I think what we should do is come back down this road. So we'll make a stop there. And then we'll come down and make a stop here. And then we'll make a stop right here. And then we'll come around and stop on this road. And then we'll do a last stop there, and then we'll complete. Okay, so that's our 2 emergency evacuations, so that's all good. Impossible Town should be easier. I don't think it's going to have so many citizens. Yeah, it's only got about 1,200, so we can probably make do with 1 shelter. 200 people, you know, we can probably manage without those 200 people, I would expect, don't you think? You know, we can make do, it'll be alright. So again, this can be just somewhere in town. Let's just put it next to, maybe not the tennis courts, that's a little bit too upmarket for that, isn't it? Let's have a think. You'd think where we can complete it easily. What's this? Where did Impossible Tower go? Impossible Tower went because I basically decided that that was an inappropriate mod for, or asset for the entire series. Because basically, if you were not aware last time, remember there was a very, very tall tower here, like 4 times taller than all the others. It's basically, what am I drinking tonight? I'm drinking very, very toxic water. So basically, we had a very tall tower here, and that tower was classified as like a lower stage of building. So that meant that at a stage where no other buildings were massive, that's propping up all the time. It just looks stupid because, you know, you really shouldn't have that big size of tower in there. So I just decided to take that one out. Oh, damn it. Why do I forget that every single time? Thank you, Villeneuve. I forget this every time, every single time. I need to write a post-it note and stick it on my computer because I swear to God, I forget this every single time. I forget always to update this because you can't, it doesn't happen automatically. You know why I forget every time? Because you shouldn't have to do it. That's why I forget every time. You shouldn't have to do it. It should do that automatically, and you shouldn't have to manually do it every time you load the map. So it's kind of annoying. Anyway, but you guys are used to it by now, so... Right, let's get back to emergencies. How are we doing on time? We're doing alright. Right, so I don't think there's anywhere I really want to put it in on that side of town. But I think actually right here, look, by the trees and stuff will actually work well. So I'm going to put one in right there. I think this will work just fine. So we're going to put the first stop right here, and then we'll go around. This is a very small town, so it should be easy for us to pick everybody up. The rich people down on the river probably will get a bit out of luck, but that's their own problem, you know. We'll put a stop there, and we'll put a stop like here. And then that's it, basically. I suppose we could... I mean, some people will walk to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Christ's sake, if you look, this is what I think is a bit crazy as well. It's like, look, if that's the emergency shelter, Jesus Christ, if you live in this block right here and the warning goes and you can't just walk down the roads to it, it's a bad job. Do you know what I mean? If you can't walk like 1 block to get to it, you deserve to die. Right. Can we get a new impossible tower? Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really suit that community, does it? What happens when you change it to American roads? Well, exactly. We can't see, can we? Because it's bloody nighttime. Now, Timogé Ridge could be a difficult one because I think there's actually quite a lot of people living here. Oh, actually, only 1,500. Surprisingly, only 1,500 people living in Timogé Ridge. Question is then, do we place down 2? Because the big shelter is very, very big. The small shelter, let's have a look. Could be more controversial. How many do we go with? This will be a good place for one of these for sure. I think we should put in 2. It'll just make it a bit easier for us as well in general. Sort of. Question is where to get this in here. It has to make sense with the roads, you see. So we've got one over there, which is covering there. So it really needs to be. It really needs to be down on this road, but. Trying to get it on the right junction is going to be an issue. Ah, look, perfect. We can get it right there. Okay. Right, so let's do this one first. So really what we need to do is have... Again, you should be able to walk from there, for Christ's sake. We'll do a stop here. And then we'll do a stop like here. And we'll do a stop there. And... let's have a think. And there, 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 and then we should complete after that. Because all these other ones should be easily close enough to get onto that. Okay, now this one we've got to do. And again, shouldn't be any issue for the guys living around here. So I think we'll do our first stop is going to be right there. And then the next one can be there. Actually, no. Next stop should be here. But again, they should really be able to just walk down that road, do you know what I mean? So, let's have a look. And so next we need to kind of come around here, but I'm going to put one right there. And then we'll put one right on the end, like here. Then I'm going to put one up this road here, and then again, quite honestly, they should be walking in there at that point, so right, that's good enough. So I think we've got a couple of emergency stuff going on there. Right, so that's it. Industries, don't worry about them, they'll be fine. Farms, same. Now we've got the city to deal with, and this is where things will really get an issue because, yeah, how many people are in the city in general? I mean, we've got 5, let's call it 6 people there. Another 3 there, so we've got 9 already. Another 2 there, so that's 11. Call it 12. And then, holy shit, 2,500 people in that tiny little area? So we're talking like 14, 15k, really. So it's a lot of people there. So it's amazing, actually, like 2/3, really, of the population are kind of living just in this city, which is pretty impressive, like, for the entire map. But that kind of makes sense, really. So we need a large emergency shelter, but as we know, the large emergency shelter can be a game killer in and of itself, just because of how many bloody people go into it. But nonetheless, I am going to place it here. Much probably to the... goodbye frames when this activates. Yes. But anyway, alright, well, let's do the emergency shelter buses. So, unwisely, probably going to make it go around this block, basically. So we'll just have it... we'll have it go down to there. And then we'll have it stop here. Then we'll have it stop there. Stop there, stop there. And then we'll come, yeah, they should be able to walk from there. Do one more stop there. Do another stop. I mean, Christ's sake, again, yet again, they should be able to walk, but nonetheless, we'll put a stop there, and then we'll complete the line. Now, that might look a big area, but that is covering a lot of people around there. Kind of feel like you should be able to do more lines from just one place, but, yeah, nonetheless, well, that should be fine. A lot of people will get to that, so it won't be a big problem. That's going to create a traffic jam as it creates a junction on its own and next to another junction. Yeah, that's a good point. It's okay, I'll just move it up a bit. If it's inactive most of the time, just turn off the light. There's no traffic lights on it, or are there? I think there are. We'll just disable them. There's going to be very few people coming in and along that. We could very easily just move it to here. Like that. Be fine. I'll just move it there and then turn off the thing from it. Yeah, and the route still basically works. So, and there wasn't really a big plan for much going on here at the moment, so... Right, so let's just disable that. Okie doke. How long have I been streaming? Yep, for 50 minutes. Right, so that's that one down. Now, that solves some of our issues, but we also have to get in more because we need... Well, I mean, these only take a capacity of whatever it was, like 1,000 people, and we've got 2,500 right here. So we actually need 2 of these in this very, very small area. But I would argue that I think nearly all people should be able to walk to this site. But we will set up a route which just goes around this area, I think. But they should really, really be able to get down to that. Similarly, I think Valenia Key... we should be able to, I think again we can kind of use, we can use the site next to this I think as a kind of situation to have that going on. In fact actually I think I'm tempted to put 2 shelters right here and then, yeah, I think this is a good idea. I'll show you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to create another road, another single lane road which is just going to connect like that so that they can kind of come out as it were. So then we will evacuate. This is going to be the one for Valenia Key. So again, this will be really easy and straightforward. What? Is that a one-way road out of there? How is this a one-way road? What's happening? And don't forget the YouTube video. What? What about it? Oh, you mean about the time? Yeah, it's fine. We got time. Panicking me there. Surely that doesn't need to be a bigger road. And this is 2-way, so maybe it's because it can't turn out because of the side of the road it's on. That's most likely, isn't it? Which is annoying. Yeah, I would need it to be on the other side of the street, I guess. Well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so we'll start off by coming down here, and then we'll come to here, and then we'll stop here. There, and that's basically it really. Can add one last stop maybe here or something. We'll have one last stop. No, do you know what, that'll be fine. Right, so that's easy, that's a nice easy network for that. And then this one here, we will just send this guy around basically Metz Meadows right here. So again, this should be fairly straightforward. So we'll just start off with one there, and then we'll come around to the top of town, then we'll come way back around here, then we'll go through the middle, stop there, and then stop there, and then again these people really should be walking, but it's okay, we'll do like that, and complete line. Easy, easy as you like. And that probably should be good enough. I mean, there's some people over here that we don't really have a lot of access for right now, but I think probably what I will do is... How much money? We've taken a big hit on that services, but it's probably going to be worth it. I think it might be worth our while, though, putting in another just around about here, where basically people can get to, because this area is going to have more residential, you remember, so... Yeah, so let's put one in here too, just to make sure. So again, this is just going to cover just this area for now. So we'll start off just coming down the road here, and then we can come here, and then we can just come up like here, and then there, done. Oh, done. Okay. And everybody's happy. Okay, and LT's going to save and not crash. Believe. Actually, I'm going to go for the version 5, so it's quite far back. We're good. Okay. We are good. Yeah, the only other thing that we do need is like, yeah, disaster response. There's a big demand for residential right now, so let's fill this in. So we can continue building Touston Heights over here in this direction. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this whole district now. Fill this in. So a lot of people wanting to come here, and rightly so. Why would they not want to come here? We can get some houses here next to the school. And we'll think about what's going to happen here. Might put something else going on with that. Right, so that's that going on. Right, we do need some disaster response as well, and we could do with definitely getting like the radio masts. So this allows emergency broadcast to reach your citizens. Better radio coverage, the more citizens will come to the shelters when called. So again, we could put some. Look, even a short radio mast, guys, will cover the entire of the city right now, and we could even put this. We can put this over by our utilities and stuff, so it's kind of like not really in the way. Or we could place it sort of right in the middle of the park or something like this. I think there's only a few houses on that side of town, so I think actually we can get away with placing this right here. And that will actually cover us further out as well. And then again, same goes for down here, you know, in sort of Boomtown. Although if we have a big radio mast, like we could have one big radio mast on the hill, and it's going to cover the entire area. What is the cost for these? It's 400 a week. Yes, it's going to be worth it. So instead of doing 3, we'll just do one big one. And this is great because we've actually got a big hill, so we can actually put this radio mast like way on the top of this hill. Look, guys. There we go. So we just put that up there. Does that need electric up to it? Yeah, it probably does. Does it need electric or producing electric? I mean, really, the radio thing should have electric. Yep. I'm just going to get some poles out to that, which we can go from the... There we go. Right. So that's that sorted. Okay. Now, yeah, as I said, disaster response. We do need that. And disaster response, I think it's helicopters and trucks, etc., for clearing rubble. Now, again, I think this can be very much part of our utilities area of town. So I think if I position this, if it will enable me to position this. Okay, apparently no. Because of the type of road we're on there, I think, guys. So I may have to adapt Scott Street or place it somewhere else. I actually think, yeah, coming along here, if I can get it on this bit of road. I think it wants to be on a default piece of road, so I'm just going to adapt this. So yeah, this is going to be the kind of more research and utilities part of town. Wow, that's quite large. It's almost a bit too... That's also probably the other reason why I couldn't get it on there. Also because I've got Anarchy on. But what we could definitely do is get it onto there. If I just remove this road here. There we go, we can get it right here, look. Excellent. Feel a little bit bad for the... Actually, I'm not sure if I want it there. I'm not sure if I want it there because it's right next to the garbage dump, which seems a little bit fair. Thanks, Wargamer. Lynn, did you get that hotel for the top of the hill? I've got it. We just haven't put it in place. I actually think the disaster response unit should not go there. It's like, it's right next to the garbage dump, which seems really harsh. So I think actually we need to have a more kind of like civilized utilities area for the city, which works a little better. So I think for now we may try and place it here or somewhere in the city area like this. I think it's just not going to be well, I mean, maybe here, maybe this part of town is where we start to have this kind of thing going on. So I think I'm going to start out by placing this here next to the actual disaster, the major disaster facility. We'll get that right there. It makes actually sense to kind of keep those things together anyway. What's this guy complaining about? No food. Yet again, we have the same issue with food that we've had a million times over, right? Okay, right, so we've got... what's he complaining about? Water. He's literally right on water. Okay, so... yeah, a lot of the shelters are complaining about lack of food, but I'm sure that they'll basically get that as it comes along. We don't need to worry about that road route either, by the way. I think that'll be fine. Right, anything else that we do need? We've already got some firewatch towers. Earthquake sensors could be useful for us. Again, very easy. We can just up here by the tower. So we can put by the radio tower, like we'll just get an earthquake sensor in on the ground there. And then we'll just get another earthquake sensor like somewhere over here. Maybe place it by the railway, look. So it covers a good area. And they're very... I like that it kind of shows you like the area that it's covering. I wish that more things that you place down actually show you the area that they're covering. Weather radars as well, but they're quite expensive. The deep space radar is also quite expensive one. The weather radar is important though for tornadoes. The meteor one, yeah, not so much. The weather radar, I guess what we should do is, again, we've got kind of like our listening stations and all this kind of stuff up here on the hill. So again, I think we should probably place that down, sort of up here. So I think that's what we will do. It makes sense to kind of have all that stuff together up on the hill there. This is actually the university telescope dish. It's not the... need to get some water up there for the weather station apparently. It's not the kind of meteor one, but we probably should. We have got the money, so we probably should have the meteor one. It probably makes sense to do that. Let's have a look. Anything else? And then we've got the geological survey. Keeps a close eye on city's geology, including citywide detection of seismic activity. So that can be useful. Get that in the city. We might have that in the city over by the other stuff. We probably should have the deep space radar. And seeing as we've got two, telescope dishes, we can get these up here. Let's get a road going out this way so that kind of covers things in this direction. So let's try and see if we can't get it here. Yep. Great. We'll Hancock Street, and then we might just need to bring it into line a little bit. So I've chosen these roads for this kind of area because it looks a bit more kind of like, I just need to make a little adjustment on the telephone poles right here. Ah. Okay, great. Right, that should be better. Right, okay, cool. Okay, so we've got our radar dish, or we've got our satellite dish even. Just going to be looking for meteors, so that's good. Right, so I think a good place to finish up here, guys. We've got our dishes down, we've got our masts down, we've got all the emergency stuff in place. Oh yeah, the only thing we had to do was set up the route for Ren's stuff. I question whether we even need to. So it's basically the disaster points here next to Ren's. And again, I really question whether that's necessary because, they're right next to it. There's even pathways walking to it. Do we really need to set it up? Surely they'll just walk. I'm not going to set one up on this one. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. They surely should. But the one right here, yeah, I'll send this one around. I'm actually going to send this... okay, yeah, it's actually going to be... I'm going to send this one just down the road here. I'm going to send this one here, here, and then back again. Seeing as it goes past this road, we'll make a stop there as well. This one here, I will put a route when we have more housing, because we're gonna build more over here. So there will be a requirement for it, but there just isn't one yet. But we will make a requirement. Right, so we've got a big demand. We'll address our residential demand next time, guys, when we come back. So things are working well for the city. Disaster prevention is basically in place. Where's the power plant? We haven't got to the power plant bit yet because we've still got a lot of power. Water's good. Incineration and landfill usage, good. Healthcare's very good. Disaster detection is good. Okay, so we're doing quite well. Fire safety could be a bit better, so we should look at that. Police crime rate 4%. Okay, jails available, tons. We've got tons of jails. Education is much better. Elementary school capability is much better than we had before. Let's have a look for high schools. Uni's very good, and high schools still not good, so we need to kind of work on that. Anyway, everything's working, everything's coming together, guys. It's looking good. So there we are. The city is looking quite admirable now as well, and I think we've got several kind of quite distinct communities going on. So I'll see you guys next time for a little bit more Skylines. All right, see you now.